Hello, Julian here. I hope you're doing okay. Happy St. Patty's Day. It's March 17th here in Toronto, and I got the sage burning. I'm going to tell you a little story about what happened to me on St. Patty's Day 15 years ago. It changed my life, and I made a really special friend. Two very special friends. And it was a day like this, actually. I'd moved into my house, this particular house, and that was, I guess, 16 years ago. And I was looking for work. And I worked in the service industry for a long time. After Staggered Crossing had sort of split up, and just before we split up, because I needed work. The band wasn't that busy, and we weren't doing great. And then we disbanded, and I was left with a broken heart and looking for a way to stay alive. And the service industry provided that for me. Anyway, I went handing out resumes all over the city and ended up at Dora Keogh Irish Pub and met Dora Keogh. She's a real person, and John Maxwell, her partner, was also very influential in my life on this particular day. And here's a disclosure. This is really personal information, so I'm not going to use any names other than the names that have a really positive spin to them, like John and Dora. But she offered me a job. I met her at Allen's and we talked, and she said, "You got a job, you come in on St. Patty's Day and it'll be a bar back." And I said, "Great, this is perfect, I need this, and it's exactly the right timing." And so I came in on that day. But what had happened earlier that day, actually the day before, friends and I got notification that one of our really good pals was missing, and nobody knew where he was. And it started to really escalate pretty quickly, to the point where what ended up happening to my friend was he was murdered. He was the 13th murder of that year in 2005, and it was absolutely mind-bogglingly crazy. I was so distraught, and you can imagine, someone that you grew up with, and this is what happened to them. Anyway, needless to say, I couldn't work. I was getting phone calls on my cell phone, because obviously my cell number was in his phone, and the Toronto police were calling nonstop. They're like, "You got to come in." I'm like, I just got a new job. I need to go to work. And I was there at the pub. It was St. Patty's, and things were kicking. Certainly not like today, where it's completely dead out there. But people are in their homes celebrating. I'm telling you this story because it's really important to me, and it's something I needed to share. But I know that Dora could feel something, that something was wrong, and I really needed the job. I just, I had to pay all sorts of expenses, like the first time that I was really, on my own with a mortgage, and I needed to do that, and I didn't know what to do anyway. Cops kept calling, and finally I had to give in, because what are you going to do? So she took me aside. We went to the alleyway and stuff. She says, "What's wrong?" and blah, 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 and we talked and stuff. And I told her exactly what had happened, that my friend had been killed, that the police were calling me, that this was a very hard and troublesome situation, to say the least. And I know that I really need this job, and I know that this is crazy, and if I gotta go. And she said, "Go, Julian, and come back on Monday. You'll still have a job." And I came back. And from that day on, we've been wonderful friends. I consider John and Dora like my second parents, and they've changed my life for such good. I learned so much from them, and I learned so much about being in the service industry. I think everybody should be in the service industry at one point in time, at least 1 year. It should be mandatory. Right after you get out of college, you should go be a server. Teach you how to treat people. So this is an Irish song, Happy St. Patty's Day. I know that story was kind of crazy, but I could go into all the things that happened, like being at the police station, and then, the first thing that I got asked when I got there was, "Did you kill this person?" I said, "No." They said, do you know who did? I said, no, this is crazy. And I started bawling. Anyway, life, huh? It's worth living. Stories are worth telling. I'm going to sing this tune for you, okay? Hope you're doing well. Solancha, cheers, and thanks for joining. This is a song that I didn't write. Well, I wish I was a fisherman, tumbling on the seas, far away from dry land and its bitter memories, casting out my sweet line with abandonment love. No ceiling bearing down on me, said the starry skies above will light in my head. You in my arms. Well, I wish that I was the brake man on a hurting and diesel train, crashing headlong into the highland like a cannon in the rain, with the beating of the sleepers and the burning of the coal, counting the towns flashing me by in a night that's filled with soul. Will light in my head, you in my arms. Will light in my head, you in my arms. Light in my head, you in my arms. Well, I know that I will be loosened in the bonds that hold me fast, the chains that hang around me, they will fall away at last. And on that fine and fateful day, I will take thee in my hands. I will ride the night train, and I will be the fisherman. Will light my head, you in my arms. Will light my head, you in my arms. 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 Kidding, man. That's awesome. I'm wearing my colors. Happy St. Patty's. John and Dora, I love you. Thanks for everything, and everybody for tuning in and supporting me like this, and I love it. I'll see you soon. There are bloopers, by the way. Like, that end bit could have been a blooper, but it's not. I'll send some bloopers soon. Big love. Just lost my pick. Cheers.